Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. Welcome to the Sex and Suicide Soulfire Sunday with, I am your host, Shawn Evans, with my co-host, Paulie O'Byrne, and my other co-host, who is actually going to be the host of the show this evening, because obviously he knows a thing or two about nutrition and exercise. Right, Scott? Little? So this is Scott Milne. He's an IFBB pro. And Scott, we have a little bit of a surprise for you before we get going.
Okay.
So just give it a second here. I'm just gonna see if she gets the text here. So
I turned my phone off.
What's that?
Silent.
You turn your phone off?
Silent.
No,
Is it text?
that's not it, buddy.
No.
We've got another surprise for you, pal.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna let our buddy here take over.
Okay.
Come on in. You might know each other. Come on in here.
Hey.
So, Scott, you've been with Bulldozer on social media a bit and Templars. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, I just kind of got to be a part of it. Like, I'm still doing my patch and my vest and everything, right?
Yeah.
So it's it stands for what's the first part? Templars Against Child Abuse. So.
Okay, and obviously Bulldozer here reached out to me and said that he wanted to make this a memorable occasion by giving you your patches on the podcast. So He's here tonight to give you your patches.
Perfect.
All right, man. Good job, buddy.
So, as Grade Commander in North America, I'm going to give you these patches right now. At a later date, of course, you'll have your official swearing-in ceremony.
Mm-hmm.
But to the podcast and to the viewers, you will be known as a Templar Tsunami.
Okay.
Because there's no other word to describe who you are anyways.
So that's going to be his name is Tsunami?
Tsunami.
Tsunami, I love it.
We actually had a couple names that were fitting, that were good, but the organization is a worldwide organization, and
right.
Some of those names have already been spoken for.
Sure.
And Tsunami has been a nickname that was given to him from a family member, and that family member.
Really?
Yeah, it's stuck.
Awesome.
Just stuck.
Awesome. So you're Tsunami from now on.
You'll be
Wicked.
Tsunami.
I love that.
I like it.
Now there's a lot of investigation work that has to go on through the Templars organization to become a member, and Scott and I have known each other probably on a personal level for about seven years now, and it kind of fitting with the topic that you have tonight. Fitness and supplements and anxiety. And, when I first met Scott, I was probably about 275 pounds, and he helped me try to get myself back into shape. And I had a serious snowmobile accident that I'm still in rehab for now. Mm-hmm. But Scott's really been a strong part of that rehab. Well, over the years, I've witnessed Scott with children. He has his own personal accounts with his family that child abuse being the main goal is to try and eliminate it. Mm. But and I've seen Scott with personal on with children. My grandson being one. I've seen him with somebody else's child, and
I'm like their jungle gym.
Yeah, basically.
Right.
And the guy's huge, just huge, and there's only one way fitting that he's got to have the heart to go with it.
Yeah.
And I can tell you today that the man loves kids. He loves helping. He's just one of those people that his heart is as big, accommodating for his stature, and he wears his heart on his sleeve. A lot of people have misused that. A lot of people have abused it and taken that for granted from Scott. And my friendship means a lot with Scott. And this is actually, more on the professional level that we have to try and keep. But I do have a vest here.
Oh, yeah, I have to try it.
We'll have to try it on. I'm pretty sure it was my old my fat man vest.
Oh, cool. It's got symbolic meaning then.
So it's got, it might have to be taken out a little bit around the arms because, let's face it, his biceps are big as my head. Actually, let's just get...
You want to try it on?
Yeah, try it on, and then that way we can get,
Oh, you're right.
you know what?
That's not too bad.
Yeah, you can do that. It's a little tight.
Well, you know what? This is, we'll loose it out. And
Cool.
That's cool.
Good for you, man.
then turn around, buddy, and show the world.
Yeah.
This is the tsunami.
There you go. You're the tsunami.
That's
That's awesome.
That's so
beautiful.
cool.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Means
Awesome,
a lot.
man.
Yeah.
It means a lot.
Perfect.
And
We
what
have to do these.
what we'll do is we'll take these with the vest
Yep.
and have our sewer get it all stitched up for you.
Perfect.
And
That's
awesome.
I'm not gonna steal your thunder for today's show because I know it means a lot.
Yep.
But I wanted it to be something for you today to be a
Thanks.
surprise.
Okay.
Thanks a lot, Scott.
Perfect.
And,
Good job, buddy. Good job, tsunami. Yeah. All right, buddy. Thanks for coming, man.
Okay, no problem.
Good on, man.
I got my license on Friday.
Did ya?
Yeah.
Good for you, man.
Thank you so much.
Halfway from your ride.
Oh, right.
Cool. All right. Well, thank you very much to Bulldozer. We appreciate that. Thank you for coming. If everybody's wondering why he wears the gladiator mask, it's because his identity needs to be concealed because you help investigations, correct?
Well, investigations, and there's a lot of pedophiles out there that would love to know who I am, and
Right.
I'm sure they'd like to get back at what I do.
Right. Right.
Ultimately, at the end of
You'd
the
probably
day,
welcome that being the guy that you are, right?
Yeah. The nice thing is the Templars were not a vigilante group.
Right.
Everything we do, we just, it's about the police.
Yeah.
The police are the most important people, and we want to get families and children to get closer to bring this out to the police.
Right.
Because in Canada, lucky us, there's no statute of limitations on
child abuse?
on child abuse, sexual assault especially.
Right.
So to all those people that are out there, if you're 30 years old and you're assaulted when you're 9, if your abuser is still alive, put him in jail.
Right.
Do the
Okay.
right thing. The
Yeah.
police will work with you. It's called a historic case.
A historic case.
It's called
Okay.
a historic case, but it's still something that the police take very, very dearly to heart.
Okay.
Child abuse. And child abuse does create, which someday we'll talk about another day maybe.
Right. Right.
PTSD isn't just for police, first responders in the military.
Right.
And it's something that needs to be addressed, especially with your podcast.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Addictions, suicides. I deal with teenage suicides, and a lot of them are because of sexual assaults.
Right.
So
All
I
right.
will gather up.
Well, thank you so much for coming. Yeah, absolutely. And so if anybody missed that, Bulldozer was just saying, if you know anyone that has been sexually abused or abused as a child, there is no statute of limitations in Canada, so you can still put the perpetrator in jail behind bars, and
Yeah.
you are a Templar tsunami now, right?
Yeah.
So Scott's the guy to talk to about that, right? I mean, or else you know who to get in contact
Yeah.
with, right? Okay, very cool. Well, we appreciate everything you guys are doing. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
So thank you for coming.
Cool.
So, how do you feel?
Good.
Good?
Yeah. Watch out, people.
Yeah, yeah. He's a patched-in member of a good, the good kind of biker gang, right? So,
Right.
biker affiliation. I shouldn't say
Yeah.
gang, but
Lodges.
yes, absolutely. So let's get going then with our podcast. So thanks for that. We wanted to do something special for Scott this week. I know you had a bit of a rough week there, buddy. So let's get you back into your realm, which is diet and nutrition, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Right, no.
exercise, right? Way to go. So we're going to get into it. Do you want to start, or do you want me to
Well,
start?
go through the questions and then
Sure.
my stuff to add in.
Okay, so it starts out by the audio that we listen to, and for those of you that are just tuning in, we're following the Cognitive Behavioral Therapy program by the Midwest Center in Lucinda Bassett's program, and we are on the session of eat and exercise to maintain or to minimize anxiety and depression. So diet and exercise are one area of our lives that we can control. What we choose to eat and what we drink plays a major role in a particular problem, which is anxiety and depression. We continue we continue to whine about the miserable way that we feel, but we also feel ourselves full of caffeine and sugar and alcohol and cigarettes and whatever else. So the key things that I got from this audio was that the main things that we need to cut back on if you do suffer from anxiety and depression are mainly caffeine and sugar. Those are the big ones. Stimulants.
Yeah.
And then if you are using alcohol as a self-medicating technique, that's also okay. Right.
There's so many different avenues and aspects of the whole nutrition department
Right.
that we can get into. But yeah, for anxiety, stress, and depression, the big thing is the stimulants.
Okay.
So obviously like coffee, caffeine, monster drinks, energy drinks, but then you get into things that you wouldn't think have a lot. So teas even have a little bit,
Right.
chocolates,
Right. Yeah.
right? But then just regular food. So like if you have simple sugars or refined carbohydrates that digest quickly, they spike your insulin.
Right.
And then you'll have energy for a short period of time, and then you crash, and then you go hypoglycemic, and so chemically your body's telling you to eat sugar again.
Right.
So then you're going up and down, which is the same technically as drugs.
Right. Yeah.
And they've proven that like sugars and all that follow the same chemical pathway as opiate receptors.
Really?
So it's the same pleasure response and pleasure receptor in your brain as opiates.
Wow.
So that's why that's why it is like the most addictive thing out there, right?
Yeah.
Because
Sure.
you can't stop,
Right.
right? And we can't stop like hormonally and chemically, because once you like it goes into so much other stuff, like when your sugars are out of whack, then when you're like there's three bad bacteria in your gut health, so your gut biofilm,
Yep.
and then one is candida, which is an overgrowth of yeast, and that comes from sugars.
Okay.
So once that's out of balance, like it'll just continue to be out of balance, and you just feed it with more sugar, more sugar, more sugar.
Really?
Yeah, unless you fix it.
So it's like a
There's
vicious
whole
cycle.
other-
Yeah.
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 It's like a vicious cycle of like up, down, up, down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So people
That's-
that have
yeah.
like, well, for instance, when people come in and they want to start dieting for like health and nutrition, like
Right.
usually they don't eat in the morning,
Yeah.
or they'll have like a coffee and a muffin,
Yeah.
and then they'll eat at like 1 o'clock, and
Right.
they wonder why they're like up and down with energy, and like they'll have lunch and then they crash.
Right.
They're sitting at their desk and they're like all
Right.
asleep after. Well, that's hormonal. That's
Yeah.
insulin levels and all that kind of stuff, right?
Let's do the-
So
Right. So it's kind of, I mean, your nutrition and what they said in the audio, yours is much more in depth.
yeah,
But when they say cutting out for anxiety and depression, they want to cut out the sugars and the stimulants like
Yeah.
caffeine. They're on the right track. I mean, there's
Yeah.
obviously there's more of a science behind it.
yeah,
One of the things that really caught my attention was they said that yes, when you spike, it releases insulin to compensate, right? But sometimes it overcompensates, and then it sinks you back down, and then to try to bring you back up again, there's actually a little bit of adrenaline released.
yeah,
And if that happens, it's the fight or flight response that triggers that, right? So when adrenaline is released in your body, you're dealing with that whole the anxious feeling, the heart palpitations.
It's almost the same, actually, the similar symptoms. Like when you have something sugary and your insulin is spiked, you get like a warm sensation through your body, like that instant rush of energy and that serotonin, like feeling good.
Yeah.
But then, like 45 minutes to an hour later, you crash. And when you go hypoglycemic, that's when you actually get like dizziness, cold sweats, your hands start shaking.
Right.
So it's similar symptoms to
an anxiety
attack. Then your heart starts racing, you don't know what's going on, so then you start overthinking it,
right.
and you create more anxiety, especially if you don't know what it is.
Sure,
right?
Exactly, and that's he brings up a really good point, because a lot of people they don't realize, if you don't know what the symptoms are and what can cause a panic attack, you could definitely think something's wrong with you, but really it's just the ups and downs that you're going through.
Yeah, you can fix a lot just with the nutrition part.
So what do you
overall,
think?
Right?
So what do you think for someone that doesn't understand nutrition and doesn't understand? Maybe they're just starting to understand anxiety and that they understand that they have panic attacks. What do you think the first step nutrition-wise is?
Well, I think basically you want to have a balanced diet, right?
Yeah.
So, and then eating often. So eating within that first kind of hour of waking up to kind of set your body for the day, give it some energy, and then you set the stage for the rest of the day. You keep your metabolism going, so you're going to lose some weight by doing this, but eating small meals every 3 to 4 hours, so that way you can stay consistent.
Right.
If you go beyond 4 hours, typically like your blood sugar will drop, and then like you get that weird feeling.
Yeah.
But if you can put in probably 5 smaller meals or snacks, whatever, throughout the day, have protein in every one of them, and then have like a good quality, slow digesting carbohydrate, meaning like oatmeal in the morning instead of like a sugary cereal.
Right.
Sweet potatoes, brown rice, like all those slow digesting carbohydrates instead of something fast, you'll have nice consistent energy all day. And if you put protein in every one of the meals too, you'll be able to control your blood sugars and cravings, and you won't spike your insulins as much, and you'll feel like overall energy throughout the whole day and no cravings.
Right. So
cravings, like food cravings, but also your body feels the same thing. Like for addicts, like it's a similar sensation, right?
Right.
So you eat more sugars and up and down.
Right. And so would you say that your body, when you develop the cycle of these ups and downs, would you say that your body tends to crave more of that sugary sensation? Like, would you be geared more towards sweeter foods in the cupboard than you would towards healthier food? Yeah. So
because your chemically, your body's telling you that.
Right.
Because it wants energy again in instant. So naturally, you're going to reach for something that's fast, like either quick, like granola bars, white bread, anything that's quick and easy. And the carbohydrates are everywhere. They're easy to get. So you may think you're eating healthy, but you're not. Right. And that comes more in depth into the science behind it, right?
Right.
And the different types of carbs. But
Interesting.
How much do you think that you would spend? Like a guy your size, how much do you spend? Because we went to your cottage and we talked to Marlon Brown. Is that his name?
Marlon, he's on the podcast too.
And do you remember he was like...
He was eating every 2 hours.
Like they had like 4 bags of oranges. But he said like that his grocery bill is like a car payment.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like is that how much you have? Because I don't eat.
You're not bodybuilding though. We're just talking. No. We're not telling people to become bodybuilders. We're telling
This is just for like everyday general
general
health,
eating.
For energy, to feel healthy. More so now, like for people with anxiety and depression and like addicts, right?
Yeah.
Getting a balanced diet throughout the day and quality food, so you're not triggering yourself, right? Like especially for people with anxiety and that, it's almost you're playing April Fools on yourself every few hours.
Right.
So when you're
training, we're doing it to ourselves, but if we can just control it and fix the basics, like so many other things will change.
Right. Absolutely.
When you're training at like your top level, like
We're
not even
he just wants to know.
I just want to know how much you had to eat. Like how much like carbs. Not that, because I think I got a long way to go before I'm your size.
Are you going to be a bodybuilder?
I think I'm thinking about it. I have been curling this week. So, I've been curling 35. So but like, how much do you think you eat? Like, how many carbs do you think you eat in a day when you're training at like IBB? IFBB Pro level, like.
Yeah, when I was getting ready for a couple of my competitions, I calculated and it was like anywhere from $800 to $1,200 a month.
Wow.
Holy shit.
Yeah, that's it. That's a rent payment for sure.
That's a rent payment.
Yeah, mortgage payment.
Mortgage
absolutely.
payment. Grocery bill.
Like $1,500 a week, easily.
Yeah, but we don't need to get into.
We don't need
to get
bodybuilding, right? Like that's the far end of the extreme, and like my end, I guess, is like I have 2 rock stars and 2 cigarettes every morning for breakfast.
Paulie is like a phenomenon though, because you deal well now with your anxiety and stuff. But do you think? I mean, you
have nothing to compare it to.
I guess, exactly.
What could you feel?
What
like?
could I feel like? Yeah,
and I did this.
Like going through this. 10 minutes in, I was like, "Oh, I feel so guilty. Like, I'm not gonna eat a strawberry because there's too much sugar in it, right?" But I think progress rather than perfection, right? When it comes down to it, no one's perfect, and no one's gonna go. Every single person isn't gonna go spend $1,800 on groceries for the month.
No.
But like, if you can eat healthy, I think personally, after going through this and listening to you, like it probably would work with anxiety and depression and managing it and not like having so many panic attacks or just managing the way that you go through your anxiety and depression. I think nutrition's a big part of that, and I'd be interested to like now go off of caffeine and see how much it is different, right?
Yeah. Well, you still say that you have to go for walks from time to time.
Oh yeah, for
when you start feeling anxious, right?
Yeah.
So I wonder if you did start working on just kind of keeping that blood sugar, as Scott's saying, that's what's really we're talking about here, keeping that level of blood sugar, right?
Yeah.
So if you work on, because you're constantly spiking it, like Scott's saying, so if you were to try to keep it consistent, it'd be interesting to see if you even needed to take those walks anymore.
It would be.
Yeah.
Maybe that smells like a...
But I think you like Rockstars too much.
I love Rockstars. Like, I want my life to be sponsored by Rockstar. So Rockstar, if you're watching...
Hook me up.
Hook me up. Yeah.
He does. I've seen it. He drinks at least one before every time he speaks.
Yeah.
And real quickly, by the way, congratulations, Paulie. It's nice to have all of us back here. There's been a few weeks where we kind of everybody was doing their own thing, but Paulie was out touring with the OPP.
I have been. Yeah.
Which was kind of cool because we have Bulldozer come here talking.
Yeah.
He's covered up from working with the cops to help catch child abusers.
Mm-hmm.
And you've been out sharing mental health stuff with OPP to help them. It's kind of cool how this is all connected.
It is, yeah.
Tell us about it.
I've been traveling with the OPP and my friend Colleen that's here.
You can come and say hi.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll just say hi.
Yeah. This is Colleen.
Hello, everyone. Thank you.
So we've been traveling around with the OPP and helping them with they have a mental health strategy that's coming out in 2018. And we've been to North Bay, to Aurelia, and you and I went to London.
Yeah, London was awesome.
It was cool. So we're just really working with them on some strategies that they can use for their own officers dealing with mental illness, also dealing with the people, the public that are dealing with mental illness. So I think it's fun. It's a great time. I'm going to Thunder Bay this week. So
good for you, man. And how are you getting to Thunder Bay? I know you like to talk about it. You were waiting for me.
Here's a segue.
Yeah.
They're flying us up on like an OPP private jet.
Awesome.
It's a long way from
land in the water.
Yeah.
No, it's like it's like a 7-seater like little jet thing. Yeah, it's supposed to be cool. It's like I thought 6 years ago I was living in my Honda car in the Oxbury Mall, and now I'm flying on a jet to talk about mental illness. Right?
That's awesome.
If you work hard enough, anything's possible.
And you're drinking up rock stars.
I could probably fly the plane myself. Just flap my arms. So I could probably do that.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's been fun. It really has been. I couldn't do it without the support of like you.
Yeah,
and Paulie coming to these things.
Well, thank you for supporting his journey and being by his side. And, we're really proud of you and happy that you did that. It was awesome to see everything you're doing. And we hope that, we know you made a difference.
I hope so. Yeah.
And thank you to the OPP for listening to you. Listening to what Paulie had to say.
The reception's been great from it. They're really good, I guess, at absorbing it because I have kind of two great vantage points: being the son of an OPP officer and also having to call the OPP when I was sexually abused. So I guess that kind of makes it unique, but it's really informative for them, and I think they're getting a lot out of it.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
And then we got Tsunami over here, all patched in. This is so cool. So basically, we've come to the realization when it comes to diet that we need to be, if we're dealing with anxiety and depression, cutting back sugar, caffeine. What does alcohol do? That's not a stimulant. You said cut it to stimulants. Alcohol's a depressant, right?
It is, but it's one of those, like, it's still a sugar, so
That's true.
it's an empty calorie, so you'd still get the insulin spike and then still have like a little bit of a drop afterwards, right?
Right.
So it's from the sugars in it.
Really?
Yeah.
I wonder what effect that has when you're actually like getting drunk, because you're obviously not using your proper judgment and you're dealing with these insulin spikes the whole way too. Like, is that why you get moody, I wonder, when you drink a lot of the time? Like
Liquid courage.
Yeah, maybe.
No.
I never got moody when I drank.
Yeah, I don't believe you.
Not me.
Yeah, right.
I got Irish. That's what I did. I got Irish.
So we need to cut back the alcohol as well. If you're dealing with self-medicating, which most people use alcohol for, there are healthier ways to do that. Using food as medicine, proper food, is probably a better solution than drinking or going to coffee or sugar or anything like that. What about exercise? I mean, I'm curious to hear your sort of perspective on the exercising when it comes to anxiety and depression, because your version of like how you've exercised pretty much most of your life probably didn't help your anxiety or depression, did it? Because
I didn't really have anxiety back then. It just
Really?
started in the last little bit.
Really? So it's just kind of come now?
Yeah.
Okay.
The last like year and a half.
So do you feel that after everything, you pretty much took bodybuilding as far as you can go?
Mm-hmm.
But now that you know that endorphins and things like aerobic exercise, so cardio, are going to be better for your anxiety, are you keen to do any sort of aerobic training?
Yeah.
So what do you think that you still know about this? So yeah.
So yeah, well, any type of training where you're obviously releasing endorphins is good because it gives you that same
Natural
like,
high.
Yeah, the natural high or runner's high. Like anybody can get it doing anything, right?
Right.
So your body's physically tired afterwards. You get rid of that energy rush, right?
Yep.
It's dealing with it differently. You know.
Yeah.
Even people with attention deficit disorder, like when I was younger, I went to a place called the Learning Loft because I couldn't focus and concentrate. So I was a hyperactive kid.
Yeah.
So the lady would make me go outside and run around the building a few times and then come back in and so I could focus on one thing.
Did it work?
Yeah.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah. So channel it different, right?
Right,
So instead of it being a panic, it's excitement or energy and just get rid of it some other way.
That's interesting. I wonder, because now we don't really do that. Teachers don't say to kids, go for a run around the block. They call the parents and say, hey, maybe your kid should be on the ADHD.
Medication.
Yeah.
Medication, yeah.
Yeah, but before, that's how they dealt with things. They said, okay, you're pretty hyper, you're a kid. Why don't you get up and run around the block?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so much of this, like a high percentage, like I'd say 70 to 80% of everything stems from your diet and your gut health, right?
70 to 80%.
Yeah.
Wow.
Everything comes from your stomach.
So you can't,
So you can change a lot in like how you feel, your energy, like mood swings, all of that stuff, sleeping patterns.
by the way that you eat.
Like
Is it
how
true
you-
that they say that your gut is like your second brain?
Yeah.
And that, like, however your gut's feeling. Because I've dealt with some stomach issues, like, post getting sober, you know? Like, I have this hematoma liver because I drank like a fish, right?
Yeah.
That's not ever going to change, but I think the way I feel about it might change if I eat healthier.
Yeah,
Do you know what I
it
mean?
will.
Because it has those long-term effects, like my esophagus is all screwed up from drinking as well.
Yeah.
Like, do you think that if I changed my diet, that stuff would come back and I would be, like, maybe not, like, completely repair itself, but would I be able to, like last summer I had surgery, a whole bunch of surgeries for my stomach because it just wasn't healthy, right? If I ate healthy, would that change, do you think?
Yep, I think
Yeah.
it would. So the whole gut health thing, you've got, like it's like we have three brains, like our brain, like our stomach is our second brain, and then your aura or like spiritual health is your third brain to look at. And so gut health, when we're younger, obviously it starts off, we have the right balance of good bacteria to bad bacteria, but it changes over time due to certain things, right? So due to, if you're on antibiotics, every time you're on a bout of antibiotics, it strips all bacteria, good and bad, out. But your stomach can't fix itself or put good bacteria back in. You have to do it, right? And a lot of doctors don't teach you how or whatever, so you can look back and like I can pinpoint when I talk to people, like ask them if they had surgery, what happened after that, and always after that, or if they've been on antibiotics for something, if they had their tooth pulled or anything, right?
Right.
Their digestion and something changes afterwards, right? So when you look at your overall gut health, there's the 3 bacteria that are bad, right? So C. diff, E. coli, and Candida.
Right.
So if those get out of balance in any way, then you have what's called a leaky gut syndrome. And like I'd say like 90% of the people out there have leaky gut syndrome now.
Wow.
Really?
So
And don't even realize it.
no, and it causes so many problems because if you think about this, everything you put into your body goes through your stomach, and then whatever waste is not being used, if you have leaky gut, then you're just wasting or leaking toxic waste or shit
Into your body.
into your body, and it's going everywhere. So now you have like inflammation problems, skin problems, allergies, psoriasis, acne, like so many things stem from that. So all autoimmune disorders and disease can be stem from your stomach.
Wow.
So what's a good solution to anyone that has leaky gut that might not realize it?
So you can fix it, but it takes a lot. You'd have to go see like a naturopath or a functional medicine doctor. I saw a functional medicine doctor because I kept having like injuries all the time, like tearing tendons, and
Right.
I shouldn't have been. It was just so he figured out that I had leaky gut syndrome, and then I was vitamin and mineral deficient in vitamin D, iodine, and magnesium. So I had to change those up
Yeah.
and made a big difference. But he got me on a certain prebiotic, a probiotic, and a whole bunch of like stomach acids, so digestive enzymes, and
Really?
yeah, to fix it.
I gotta see one of those people because I take a pill every day for acid reflux. Like I gotta.
Yeah, see, that's the worst thing you could do.
Yeah, see that's
you
what.
shouldn't do that.
Yeah.
But that's the Western medicine just covering it up.
Well, I've been on that for way too long, so you and I should talk after this. And see
So
what-
that's, you don't actually produce enough acid, so you need to put more acid into your body.
And they have me on this thinking that it's an overproduction of
Yeah,
acid.
that's not. It's
Right.
the worst. So
Right.
it'll just get worse and worse.
Yeah. Okay.
So if you fix your gut health, like it's such a huge topic. You'd be able to fix like so many other things, right?
Yeah. Well, I guess if that's where it's all going to begin with, even before it goes up here, right?
Yeah.
So.
Well, because if you're feeling like crap from your stomach, then mentally, like you know how with mental illness and anxiety, like then when we start overthinking things, that's when it makes it worse.
Right.
And then it's up and down, and
Yeah.
then you don't eat as well, like
Yeah.
all that kind of stuff, right? So
Yeah.
it is a vicious cycle,
Yeah.
right?
Did your leaky gut start with your bodybuilding diet? Because people, this is a common misbelief that people think that clean, like bodybuilding,
Are healthy?
yeah, like the diets aren't always healthy, right? A lot of the time they're not at all,
No,
right?
it's not at all.
So what you ate to become,
Well, what we're eating when we're dieting for a show is technically healthy because it's protein, vegetables, and good
right?
carbohydrates.
When are
right?
you not? When are you not eating that? Like when is that off?
Usually
every other time,
off season or
Yeah.
like right after the show, right? And then
Right.
people balloon up, and you know they're eating often, but they're also eating a lot of like bad foods as well, right?
Right.
So part of that, yes, would have come from the amount of meats I was eating, right? So it set my stomach up for, or my body to be more acidic than alkalitic. But a lot of that changes from like medication drugs. The antibiotics is huge.
Right.
And then even other things, like for myself, like my addiction is opiates, so I was taking a lot of pills.
Yeah.
So whatever pills, if you're on other things, the more you take, that changes your stomach biofilm, as it's called. And so that'll set it off too. So, you know, and it just continues.
Continues, right? So basically, when it comes to putting anything in your body, if it's a narcotic, whether it's prescribed or not, it's probably going to fuck with your stomach in some way or another. Whereas if you're doing it a natural way through eating properly and eating healthy, you can correct a lot of things from the get-go.
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
And it's getting worse too because, like, they've now traced it back to, like, with our immune systems and the antibiotics that we have in our system, all comes from our mother, right? So if your mother, as you're coming down through the birthing canal, if she was on any type of antibiotics or medication during the birth, you will then, like, not, so you, if she was stripped of her good bacteria, you're not going to get it now.
Right.
Right? And then, for instance, after that, with mother's milk, if she's on antibiotics or any type of medication afterwards for postpartum depression or anything like that, now you're going to get it. So now you're starting off right from the get-go with the damaged immune system, no good bacteria to help fight off other disease. That's why, like, kids nowadays, like, there's so many autoimmune diseases that didn't exist. Like, anxiety didn't exist back then,
Right, yeah.
And like all these other things, and people are like allergies and everything, and you wonder why, and it's all stemming from your good bacteria, and your body's just out of balance.
Really?
So it's just going to get.
I knew this was somehow all my mom's fault.
That's right.
Just kidding, Mom. Love you. Okay, well, I mean, the thing that we're all connecting here is when it comes to anxiety and depression, you still are, the old cliche saying is you are what you eat.
Yep.
So if you're eating shit, you're gonna get shit. That might come out in the form of sorry, buddy. That might come out in the form of anxiety and depression.
Very true.
Colleen, how's Paulie's diet, by the way?
Let's just say tonight for dinner we had a nice special. He had a nice special.
What was it?
A monster and
A rock star.
Rockstar.
We're talking to sponsors.
Sorry, sponsors. Rockstar.
Sponsorship deal here.
And banana gummies.
They're good though.
Banana gummies.
They're pretty good. They're on sale at Food Basics.
And cinnamon toast crunch you got for the week.
So is there any nutritional value in any of that?
Absolutely nothing.
So he's running on the exact things we want to be avoiding.
Yep, 100%.
All right. Well,
You need
Triple
an example.
But you do good. I mean, mentally you do well with dealing with.
I don't always eat this diet. Like,
we're picking on
like now I'm just trying to backpedal.
Yeah.
I had spaghetti twice today.
Good for you.
I had
White or brown?
White.
So that's bad.
Yeah.
Refined white flour.
I
white
made
sugar.
it, so I think it was probably pretty bad.
Yeah, it's high glycemic.
Yeah. So
Pretty
anything.
good.
So when you say the slower digesting carbs, you're talking about sort of whole wheat and anything that isn't like white bread or white pasta, like you said.
Yeah,
That
white
stuff's-
bread, white rice, like anything that's white, like white flour, rice, like all that stuff. It's high glycemic, so there's no nutritional value. It's been refined and stripped.
Right.
So whole wheat pasta or whole grains is better than the other.
Do you want to get most of your carbs from vegetables?
Like the paleo solution or the paleo diet is really kind of what we're meant to eat as like humans.
Okay.
The caveman diet.
Yeah.
Because it's so everything that runs, swims, flies on the earth, so all your meats and stuff, and then anything that's grown from the earth. So your vegetables, sweet potatoes,
Yeah.
all that kind of stuff, fruits, nuts, seeds, whole eggs.
I'm thinking about my one friend that swore by that diet, and I always made fun of him, and he's fucking right. But anyway.
Yeah.
I always say that's bird seed, like
Whenever I eat that food, he'll like.
I'm like,
Is that your bird seed?
It's a bird seed bar that you're eating because I just can't eat the like the almonds and stuff shoved in a bar. I just can't eat that.
Fruits and nuts.
It's just like I love
Gummies.
Gummies. I love
So
it.
you probably have a major overgrowth of yeast candida, so it's causing you to eat more and more. I have that, and I eat sugar every day.
Yeah,
I couldn't stop.
Yeah.
Are you addicted to sugar, you think?
Yep.
Really?
I bet I'm addicted to
100%.
sugar right now.
Yeah, I think
Because I couldn't
think a lot
stop.
of
Like every
people
day,
are.
I'm just like, okay, tomorrow I'm not going to have any wine gums or jujubes or
Wine gums
licorice
are
or
pretty
whatever,
good,
right?
Yeah.
Never, and always end up having bags.
Wow. So it's a powerful addiction.
Huge.
Yeah.
It's probably just as powerful as opiates or just as like you would know.
It is. You
like,
can't. It's everywhere.
Yeah, it's
right?
everywhere, right? And they don't shut down.
If
Like I
your
would
body's
say,
chemically craving it, you're going to go eat it.
yeah.
Right?
And it's not like it's like people aren't saying, "Oh, look at the junkie eating the Swedish berries."
No, not
You know
at
what
all.
I mean?
Yeah.
But it's the worst.
It's
like,
a terrible addiction,
yeah,
right? It
epidemic
really
that's
is.
going around.
I'm gonna go home and have a really healthy meal. I don't know what it's gonna be, but I'm seriously gonna go home and eat something healthy.
Steak and potatoes and broccoli.
This is interesting
I'll try that.
too. So when it comes to anxiety, caffeine mimics the effects of adrenaline in our
Yeah.
bodies,
Yeah.
which is really interesting because as we talked about before, adrenaline is what gives us that fight or flight response that scares a lot of people going through anxiety issues. So if caffeine's mimicking that, and you start your day out with coffee, and then you have another coffee, it's going to creep up on you
And then a
before you know
monster,
it.
and then everything
And then a
else.
monster, yeah, exactly.
Like some people are going through the day with 1,200, 1,500, 1,800 milligrams of coffee a day, or caffeine a day.
And what's excessive for a caffeine a day?
A large,
Like 250
yeah, probably like 300 is high,
is high.
Yeah.
And most people are doing
There's a
about
cup of
5
coffee.
times that.
or more. Yeah.
Yeah.
So a cup of coffee is like 150, depending on where you go, which one,
Yeah.
in size. Yeah, a tea is like 50 to 75.
Right.
Monsters are like 300, 400.
So he's already pushing about 1
Yeah.
month a day.
Just
Or one
not
roster.
drinking
So
What?
now you'd think, okay,
Oh.
like, and caffeine has
Wow.
like a 6-hour half-life.
Yeah.
So if you have it, you could have it in the morning or like have a monster at say 3 in the afternoon, like just need some energy. It's still going to be in your system like late at night, and then you wonder why you have sleeping problems, and it's a vicious, like, you know what I mean?
Right,
It goes
yeah.
on and on.
Because even though you might fall asleep, your quality of sleep is probably not going to
Yes, because there's 4 different stages. You might only be in stage 1 and 2,
Right.
not getting recuperative recovery sleep.
Right. Because of the caffeine that you had in the morning.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
And a lot of the people suffering with anxiety and depression, a lot of them have sleep problems, whether it's oversleeping or not sleeping enough and insomnia, right?
Yeah.
So you might want to
There's
check.
more anxiety.
Absolutely, yeah, because people are thinking, oh, fuck, I'm only going to get, 4 or 5 hours of sleep tonight.
Yeah.
I remember I was dealing with it, and I wasn't eating healthy, mind you, but when I did, it was always in my mind, I'm like, am I going to get a full 8 hours of sleep? I need if I wake up at this time. And I'd always play the math game in my head.
Yeah.
But I never thought, oh, well, 12 hours ago, it could have been the green tea that I had that's still messing with my sleep cycle.
Yeah.
So, again, the key points that we're saying are pretty simple. Cut out caffeine, cut out sugar, cut out alcohol, but it's easier said than done. It's
Yeah.
just, it's all over the place.
I cut out alcohol.
Yeah, well, we've all cut out alcohol
Yeah.
for the most part, so
Yeah.
that's one good step, but...
Sugar's next. That's going to be tough. You know what? I think I'm going to do a little science experiment and try to cut out Rockstar. Sorry, Rockstar. But
unless
just-
you sponsor
Unless
us.
you sponsor us, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Just to see how that works, right? And see if my sleep improves. Because I struggle with my sleep. Especially being on the road, I really struggled with my sleep.
Was that because of it was a unfamiliar setting, or...
I mean, the beds in the hotels were comfy.
Really?
They were super comfy, yeah. But
I didn't snore.
I'm not. I don't know. I think that it could have something to do with it. I drank Rockstar every day.
Well,
What's the latest you would have one in the day?
Like I could definitely drink one at 10 o'clock at night.
Oh,
No problem.
And still go to
And
bed.
still go to bed.
yeah, bed, right?
And still go to bed.
This is where you get the quality sleep.
Like I probably don't go into a REM sleep though. Like I probably don't, because I'll be up at 3 o'clock, wide awake. Probably have a cigarette, and then go back to sleep for 2 hours.
Central nervous system.
God, this
Yeah,
is
too.
sick.
Yeah, I was just gonna say. So cigarettes. What do cigarettes do on the body? Like,
I'm the worst for this podcast. I'm the worst.
well,
for
buddy,
this
you're doing great everywhere else.
Yeah.
At least you only have one area that needs focus, right?
And it needs a lot of focus. It does.
We're all gonna have weak points. I
Yeah.
mean, that's the joy of being different, right?
Yeah.
But at least we're talking about it.
The diet's like, it's so hard to like tackle for people and in general, but it's like the easiest one is right there, right?
Yeah.
And like,
And we have
like I said,
control over it.
Food is a medicine, like our bodies are a gift, and yet we choose to just put shit and garbage and abuse
Yeah.
the crap out of it.
Yeah.
Right? Imagine if you didn't and you thought of it like that, like, okay, well, I've been giving this, like, you only have one shot of living, like, why not give it good, healthy food?
Right. Yeah.
Right? But we always go, it takes a conscious decision to
Yeah.
eat better.
And the shitty thing is, if we all actually, I wonder how many people are actually going to change after watching this. Probably not many. Probably
Not
not.
one.
Yeah,
Not
there we go.
one
We're
right
going to
here.
give it a try.
I'm
We'll see about
guilted
that
into
next
it.
week.
But if we were all to just
Yeah.
start eating healthy
Tune in.
from the beginning, when it comes time where you're approaching, let's face it, we all go to the doctor's office because of sugar or caffeine or whatever, because 9 times out of 10 it's obesity, or it's potential diabetes, or it's maybe heart problems with high blood pressure. These are all things that had we cut out sugar and caffeine earlier on, we probably wouldn't be going to the doctor's office, or it's anxiety and we don't know why.
But it stems from learned behavior from parents that were never taught what proper
Sure,
foods
nutrition.
are, right? So you
Yeah.
go to the grocery stores and you can see that in shopping carts where, like, it's chips, it's pizza pockets, it's just like refined garbage food that has no, like,
No nutritional value.
not at all, and they wonder why, and then they're setting their kids up, like they're probably already clinically obese, and then now they're going to have self-esteem issues, and then, then depression, anxiety comes in, social problems, like, it's all,
It's interesting how connected they are.
it's all,
Yeah.
all of it is
Yeah.
connected, for sure.
Totally.
So what do you think? Like an eating disorder is the most fatal mental illness, and that's a common fact. Like through CMHA is like an eating disorder
That's
is
a
the
good
most
point.
is the most fatal,
Body.
and it's body image for sure. But if you could give any advice, because
But
I
it's
know
the
there's
control.
people that are
because they throw off.
Because it's their mind, right? But if you could give any advice on like how to help someone, whether overeating or undereating, who are doing, say, because it's an addiction, right? Like a food addiction, or they're bulimic or they're anorexic, right? Like what advice could you give on?
That's not actual food addiction, though. That's like the mental.
That's a total mental
illness and a control thing. They're counting numbers and calories and they whatever. It's a whole different game, right?
Have you ever dealt with any of that in clients over the years, or?
Not to that level.
Right.
I mean, they all have a little bit of eating issues and disorders.
Right.
Bodybuilders are known for that, right?
Right.
Just because of the crazy diets that we do.
Yeah.
And starve ourselves for so long, we actually give ourselves eating disorders.
Right. Yeah, that's wild.
Which is ridiculous. But
yeah.
All for body image.
All for that extra self-confidence, eh?
And how many likes to get on Facebook?
Yeah, how many likes to get on Facebook for sure.
But everything does come down to diet, though, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if you just eat healthier and good foods, you don't have to eat 5 times, but at least 4. You should have breakfast, lunch, and dinner and 2 snacks for the amount of time that you are up. Right. So you should be eating 5 times a day. And when
you're eating, it shouldn't be the refined sugar, or it should be healthy foods.
For instance, if you wake up in the morning, and this is most people's thing, they have cereal or toast.
Yeah.
Right? Never like a protein source or like a good fat source, right?
Right.
So when you do that, you spike your insulin, right? And so you set yourself up for the day.
Right.
So you have energy, and it's just start the cycle up and down, up and down.
Right.
So if you were to start with, I try to teach all my clients, every time you eat whatever meal or snack over the 5 times, always think protein, what am I going to have protein, and then combine it with something else.
Like a carb? Would you put it with a carb or something like that?
Yeah. So you have obviously there's not a lot of choices for breakfast. So you have eggs. You could do cottage cheese. Protein shakes are great. So you have protein shakes with oatmeal. So you have your protein and your carb. Yeah. And then a snack a few hours later could be cottage cheese or Greek yogurt, because there's a high protein source with the fruit. So again, never eat fruit by itself because it's just a sugar. It'll spike your insulin. Right. And then when you spike your insulin, you tell your body to store fat. And, not only eating this way, eating often small meals that are balanced, not only is it going to help your energy levels, mood, your anxiety, depression, all of that stuff, the bonus side effect is weight loss. Right?
Yeah.
Your body image.
Yeah. Well, as long as that's secondary, right? I mean, we kind of have it because of social media, the joys of social media today, and Instagram and everything. Yeah. We have that ass backwards where it's how we look first and the health second, when we should be let's focus on eating healthy and living a healthy lifestyle, and let's just let the looking good be the side effect. Yeah. And that's a great side effect to have because it's going to help your self-confidence. It's nice to look good, you feel good, but that shouldn't be a primary objective. Or else you're going to fuck up the rest of your balance, right? Yeah, exactly. But I think, is there anything else that you guys wanted to cover from a diet perspective? I mean, we kind of got into the main things, which are eliminate, right here, I'm seeing eliminating caffeine alone can help cut down panic attacks by 50% or more, which is huge.